leading 2-0, trailing 2-3, then equalizing 3-3 in the final moments. Erik Ten Hag's seat remains secure. Bruno Fernandes continues to take Manchester United fans on an emotional roller coaster. Allow me to introduce the most entertaining club in the world right now, Manchester United. Last night, there were times when it seemed that Ten Hag's team had secured a certain victory, but in the end, only deep disappointment remained. Ultimately, the Red Devils had to fight for every second to cling to hope in a thrilling night at Estadio Dragao. Perhaps just a moment more, and Ten Hag would have had to leave Manchester United. Fans of MU, after witnessing their team survive at the Dragon's Den, were left unsure whether to feel happy or sad, especially given that Ten Hag stubbornly clings to his position while the team is in crisis. A 1-1 draw against Porto before the Europa League kickoff is an unacceptable result for MU. Therefore, on their journey to Portugal, Ten Hag's team was determined to defeat the Dragons of Porto. However, this task was far from simple. Right after the whistle blew at Estadio Dragao, Porto showed their intent with relentless attacks, and a quality shot from Galeno was the first alarm for Andre Onana's goal. In football, anything can happen. History has shown that when a coach is on the brink of losing his job, the team often performs better, and that proved true at Dragao. In the following minutes, MU unexpectedly transformed. The clearest evidence was Marcus Rashford, who had been underwhelming in previous matches, suddenly shining. In the 10th minute, he dribbled past several Porto defenders and shot into the near corner, beating Diogo Costa. Rashford's goal silenced Estadio Dragao and brought immense joy to the Red Devils fans. The unexpected goal was like a cold shower thrown on Porto's self-esteem. The Dragons immediately fought back to find an equalizer. Omar Rodion and his teammates continuously ramped up the pressure on MU's goal. However, as mentioned, this was the rescue the coach version of MU, and it was not easy for the home team to breach the visitors' defense. Pushing the team forward was a gamble full of risks, and ultimately, Porto had to pay the price for their early recklessness. In the 20th minute, Christian Eriksen pierced through the midfield before making a perfect pass to Marcus Rashford. On a day of exceptional performance, the number 10 handled it brilliantly and delivered a perfectly timed pass to Rasmus Højlund, who broke through and beat Diogo Costa, making it 2-0 for MU just 20 minutes into the match at Porto. Perhaps even the most optimistic fans of the Red Devils could hardly believe their eyes at the team's display. Amid the chaos on the sidelines, Erik Ten Hag celebrated passionately as if he had never done so before. This truly is the rescue the coach CFC from the legends at the Theatre of Dreams. Marcus Rashford had the most explosive half of the season so far. In addition to scoring and assisting Højlund, he continuously tore through Porto's left flank, making life difficult for defender João Mario. Coach Victor Bruno had to instruct Steven Eustáquio to support his younger teammate in fortifying the defense and containing the threats from the visiting team. The emotions in this match were wild, and MU is not only known as FC Save the Coach, but also for their ability to create surprises. Leading 2-0 with such a significant advantage, Erik Ten Hag could have strategized to maintain the score. However, before Ten Hag could react, the Red Devils were plunged into a nightmare for the remainder of the first half. Porto began unleashing their ultimate weapon, quality crosses from João Mario. In the 27th minute, the number 23 of the Dragons delivered a troublesome ball into the penalty area, causing chaos in MU's defense. Onana could only deal with the first header, but a follow-up close-range header was too difficult for him to save. The gap was now just one goal, and Ten Hag likely felt the pressure on his position. This was not a foreign scenario for him. Another comeback from the opposition would be catastrophic, pushing him closer to losing his job. Then, the tragedy struck in the 34th minute when the sharp right foot of João Mario executed a decisive pass for Samuel Omarodian. He seized the space and headed the ball past Andre Onana. What is happening with MU? They were leading by 2 goals early on and allowed the opponent to equalize in just 7 minutes. Ten Hag was left stunned on the sideline, while half of the Manchester fans were at a loss for words regarding their Dutch captain. The save the coach situation suddenly vanished. In the remaining minutes, the Red Devils decided to play slowly to avoid costly mistakes at a crucial moment. The score of 2-2 was the result as the two teams headed into halftime, with Porto proving that Estadio Dragao is always a solid foundation. The resilience of the Dragons was displayed through two excellent equalizers, despite being down early. As for MU, they could only blame themselves for losing their advantage so quickly in a way that few could have imagined. But for the passengers on this emotional roller coaster, stay calm. The most thrilling part of the show is still ahead. 5 minutes into the second half, the MU defense looked asleep, and Porto only needed 2 players to break through that wall. Samuel Omarodian finished off a well-executed combination with a perfect strike, finding the back of the net and leaving Andre Onana helpless. What was happening to Ten Hag's MU? They had lost their momentum and were no longer the team that had exploded in the first 20 minutes. Instead, they had transformed into a pale, lackluster version of themselves. The score was now 3-2, and Ten Hag had less than 40 minutes to save his job. Desperate to save the coach, MU decided to go all out, pushing forward in search of an equalizer. However, as mentioned, the Red Devils appeared exhausted. Rashford was substituted right at the start of the half, and neither Garnacho nor Bruno could improve the situation. The tactical acumen of coach Victor Bruno allowed Porto to maintain a tight defensive structure while remaining agile enough for counterattacks. MU's attacks felt rushed, lacking precision, and often filled with mistakes. They even came close to being completely finished off when, in the 65th minute, Martisdale made a careless mistake, gifting the opponent a chance to shoot. Omarodian's shot was quite dangerous, but Onana managed to react just in time to save Manchester United. At this point, MU was genuinely in a precarious situation. As the match wore on, MU threw everything into their attack, but nearly every approach to Diego Costa's goal was rendered ineffective. The attacking lineup that Ten Hag deployed lacked sharpness in crucial moments, resulting in clumsy and careless play. The climax of this tragedy occurred in the 80th minute, when Bruno Fernandes, wearing the captain's armband, launched a reckless strike that hit a Porto player directly in the face. This earned him a second yellow card, meaning he would leave the field, his second consecutive sending off after a similar incident in the match against Tottenham. This was clearly an act of impatience from a team leader, leaving MU to finish the match with only 10 men, with hope nearly extinguished. In the 83rd minute, Onana again emerged as a hero for the Save the Coach team with an outstanding save against a Porto striker. In a day where many had lost their composure, the Cameroonian goalkeeper maintained his stability, keeping the flickering flame of hope alive for the Red Devils. As the clock struck 90 minutes, the pivotal moment for Erik Ten Hag and MU arrived. At 90+, Eriksson took a corner kick, and Harry Maguire, perfectly positioned, powerfully headed the ball past Diogo Costa, leveling the score at 3 in a dramatic match. The team, reduced to 10 men, had come back from the brink thanks to their former captain. Witnessing his player's goal, Ten Hag didn't celebrate exuberantly. The tension between life and death left him momentarily frozen. A sigh of relief escaped as Ten Hag still held on to hope when the final whistle blew at Estadio Dragão. The thrilling footage concluded with Porto regretting their missed victory, while MU managed to escape a painful defeat, but found little joy in it. They felt unworthy of their status as a top team after allowing their opponents to take the lead so easily. 1 point against Tente, and now 1 point against Porto in the Europa League. They narrowly escaped at Dragon Grotto, yet the Red Devils still felt disheartened. Erik Ten Hag remained in charge to prepare for a crucial showdown with Aston Villa this weekend. However, it seems the MU fans are tired of Ten Hag to the core and wish for a change. rather than lingering in disappointment.